I'm going to show you how you can share a grid of Airtable records with someone who does not have access to your Airtable base. I'll be using this tool by miniExtensions.com. So the idea here is you would share something that looks like this with, a person who does not have access to your Airtable base. And the way that you would do it is through this thing that we call a client portal. And the idea is they would get in and they would see a sort of a login screen, and in this login screen, they would input some information that will filter out the records that are associated with them in your table. So in my case, what I want to do here is I want to grab the records that are associated with this vendor box. And as an added measure of security, we gave box a pin. So what the person would have to do is, let's say your client box comes in, they would have to write box, and then they would have to use that pin. And you can do one or multiple fields. It's up to you. So we hit search, and then we're able to see the records that are associated with them in Airtable. So they have the ability to edit records here. That's optional. If you'd like them to have it, they can. And they also have full support for all the Airtable field types that you're used to in Airtable. So as you can see here, for example, single select, multi-select, checkboxes, ratings, these are linked records, button types, etc. Pretty much the whole thing. And if I click on edit, I'm able to see an editing experience, and you can choose to have a subset of fields. You don't have to have all the fields that you have in that table. You can choose whatever you want, and they can change something. Let's say I can do this and click save, and then as soon as I'm taken back, as you can see, that is instantly saved and updated onto that grid. So I'll show you how you would set this up now. You would start by filling up your user API key, follow the blue URL to find that, then choose your base, and then choose the table that you'd like us to use. Then you'll get to customize that login screen. You can choose a field. In my case, I'm going to choose one field. It's going to be name. And if you'd like to add a custom title to the screen, or a subtitle, or a cover image, or even enable a barcode scanner for that screen, you can go ahead and do that here. Next, you choose what fields you want to show in that grid. So in my case, I'm just going to add all the fields I have. And you also get to choose the row height. You can choose whatever number you want here, and if you'd like a custom title for the table. Additionally, you can also click on these fields to change the title so that the person doesn't actually see the field's title that you have in Airtable. They would see some custom title that you would add here, as well as changing the column's width. So you can add whatever number here you'd like to change that width. Next, this is optional, but if you'd like to enable editing, you can enable that here so that users can see that editing experience. And you can choose whichever fields you'd like for them to be able to edit. And again, they don't have to be the same fields that they have looked at. So in my case, I'm just going to do all fields. And I'm going to go ahead and click save here. And then I'll go ahead and open the client portal. So in my case, it's just going to be 1, 2, 3. I'm going to hit submit. And there you go. I only have one table, one record, I mean, for this name, but you can see this happening with multiple records as well. So I can also, by the way, expand that record so that I get a rich experience for that single record and get to, get a full the experience of a card that we have in another extension. And like I said, you can edit it, and it's a live editing experience. So it's super fast, super easy to use, has full support for linked records, attachments, and even more than that. And it even has actually a barcode scanner in it as well.